Hi everyone, it's Cryptogranny here. The date's the 8th of November 2022 and the time in Europe is 17:31 p.m. Guys and girls, I am seriously shocked. We saw FTT come off down to about $16. The market was down all over the place. I was highly critical of CZ, Changpeng Zhao, from Binance for creating this situation with FTX, basically telling the market that he was going to sell FTX is like a red thing to a bull, right? It creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I really thought CZ was completely irresponsible, lacked absolute professionalism, and I just think he created this thing on FTX. But lo and behold, he just came out about 5 minutes ago and said that he's helping FTX out, right? And he's going to acquire them, which, I'm just absolutely gobsmacked, man. Great for us because we're in Binance and we're in FTX as well. But, honestly, you cannot say the things that he said and expect the market not to react. I mean, they had massive withdrawals and it's like a self-fulfilling, prophecy, right? And CZ created this. So, but the fact is he's come out and he said, we're going to acquire FTX. He said this afternoon, FTX asked us for our help. There is a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, we signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX.com and help cover the liquidity crunch. We will be conducting a full due diligence in the coming days. You couldn't knock me over with a poll, fair income when I read that. I'm not kidding. I thought I was reading my eyes. But that was from CZ himself from Binance, so it's definitely him. It's not bullshit or anything like that. I was on Twitter all morning and I was critical of CZ. He has a monopoly in trading and derivatives, and I thought he was totally unprofessional in every way. And I mean, there was billions of dollars of losses overnight. 193,000 traders got liquidated, $383 million got liquidated. FTX had huge moves against them, like $1 billion went out, for example. I mean, it's just a joke, right? What happened here? And then there's all this garbage about Alameda Resources, which FTX actually owns, right? I was very critical of CZ because, look, that guy owns, his personal wealth's about 18.9 billion. Bank Friedman Fry, they call him SBF, his personal wealth is 15.4 billion according to the Bloomberg billion dollar index, right? And the thing is, right, these guys are seriously wealthy, but CZ honestly act like a child as far as I'm concerned. Just totally irresponsible and creating a fulfilling prophecy like this where the whole market sells off. There was something like 300 million futures positions on FTX, and those things are going to get absolutely short squeezed, right? CZ did come out and he said he wasn't happy with the donations to the Democrats, clearly by Sam, but crikey, I mean, this is just a joke. What's happened here, right? C said that he accused SBF Sam of lobbying against other industry players behind their backs. I mean, fair income, and this has just shocked everyone, I think, at the market. I mean, Binance, I was watching it, got up to 393 or something, and it's still moving higher. And FTX has moved, from where I saw it last time, it's moved up to where is it now? About $18 something, or even higher. I mean, this is just, I think, really shocked people. And I rightly so, Binance should do something about it because those guys have monopoly on trading and everything else. And they've basically created this whole situation, right? So FTX is at 853 at the moment. There is this story about, BitDAO. The BitDAO community came out and said Amalda Research should hold 100 million of BitDAO. They're accusing them of being in breach of their agreement, selling BitDAO because it was supposed to be locked up, right? And the community is asking Amalda Research to prove that they still hold 100 million of the crypto. But the thing is, when there's a negative about someone, right, the whole market moves against that person, like Sam, right, from FTX. And that's just garbage, right? I just think it's so wrong. It was so unprofessional of what CZ did. It's unbelievable. Sam came out and said we are audited by, GAAP audits and everything else. We have $1 billion in excess. But you can understand it. We saw this last time with Tron, right? when the shorters tried to sell Tron massively. Tron, Justin Sun's are made of Caesars, and he borrowed money from Binance, right? A $2 billion loan to stop the short selling on Tron. We've seen this all before, right? And the fact that Caesars has a monopoly on trading derivatives and spot markets, just, I've got to say, totally unprofessional in every way. I mean, a lot of traders last night lost a lot of money, right? And it's not a great story, I have to say. But anyway, look, CZ from Binance hasn't spoken about how much he's going to buy this FTX token for. We just have to wait on that, but it's very, very interesting because other exchanges are always looking for other exchanges to acquire if the price is right. And essentially, you know, there's going to be much more amalgamation of exchanges, and Binance, I think, will come out on top anyway. I've always said this, I view Binance as a $1,500 US dollar per coin, okay? Binance is as cheap as chips. Wait until CZ starts buying back his 80 million of Binance, right? Then there'll only be 100 million out there, and it's just going to go straight up, right? It's so obvious to me, so obvious. So that's the story. I mean, I'm just absolutely gobsmacked. You know, Binance was saying, you know, CZ, that there was controversy about, you know, SBF's, you know, comments on DeFi, and, you know, CZ's a major supporter of DeFi, right? Even the OKEx exchange founder, Star Zoo, said, you know, this is just totally, you know, irresponsible of CZ because it creates massive crypto instability, okay? Just unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. But anyway, let's talk about other stuff. Gosh, the market, I won't even quote the market cap at the moment or anything else. It's going to be absolutely irrelevant, seriously, because God knows where this market's going to finish tonight. OKEx also has offered 3 million prize pool as it bridges Web3 and football. And that's the thing, the football this year is going to be absolutely huge, guys and girls. We know that about 4 billion people in the world out of 7 watch football. The World Cup, you know, FIFA is going to be huge, huge, huge. Talking about research, they actually did seed funding for a crypto wallet firm called Ford DeFi for $18 million. Amelda Research were involved, Jump Capital, Castle Island, and a few others. Also, Tron's transactions for the quarter have ballooned. Tron grew by 12.4%. Which is massive. Their last quarter transactions for the quarter 3 were up 5.3 million in increased users. Amazing system, amazing. And Tron is very, very cheap. Sorry, I've got a dry throat. And I've had this cold for some time. Tron is incredibly cheap. Love him or hate him, Justin Sun is no fool. He's now, looks like he's the CEO of Hubi. Hubi's going to go to the Caribbean. Justin Sun intends to have Hubi as a global conglomerate, okay? Crypto.com launches its Visa card in Singapore. It's looking for APAC growth. It's giving people with this card 100% subscription rebates to Spotify, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. No fees. Crypto.com has 50 million users. They process per second about 2.7 million transactions. They've got approval in the UK, South Korea, Italy, Cyprus, and other area. UK, I said, right? South Korea, Cyprus. Yep, that's right. And I think Ireland as well. So that's a good story. Also, Gemini expands across Europe. They're looking to expand in Europe, Croatia, Cyprus, UK, Ireland, Sweden, Portugal, and all sorts of other companies there. Google Cloud announced it's running a Solana validator, which is great for Solana. And again, people have sold off Solana, and they're stupid, guys and girls. Seriously. Yes, FTX bought Solana when it was so cheap, right? You know, probably, 20 cents or something, right? And now Google Cloud is running a node for Solana, right? I mean, crikey, and people selling Solana, they've got to have rocks in their head, fair income. Again, I see that as a blue chip, right? Google want to expand their company to make a commitment to blockchain. They've got a validating node on Solana, which validates the network and block security. It's also integrated Web3. I mean, that's just huge, right? Huge, huge, huge. Also, the CEO of MasterCard, Michael Maybach, said that we're going to enjoy mass adoption in the crypto world. And I agree with him. And he talked about World Cup, FIFA, right? Can you imagine how many people are going to see, cryptocurrency and all the cryptocurrency exchanges and all the rewards you can win with the World Cup, right? But the interesting thing is the West is not the leaders in cryptocurrency. What I was surprised by, emerging markets are leading the dominance in cryptocurrency, one being Vietnam, Philippines, Ukraine, India, Pakistan, Brazil, and many others, right? Where all the currencies are pretty crappy, by the way. Also VeChain, which is another blue chip, and I love VeChain. It's extremely cheap. Their long-awaited network upgrade is going to happen this Thursday at 8:10 GMT time. They're going to proof of authority number 2, and this will introduce several key features to the network. Faster network, more security, more validating security. The community voted on October the 20th for this. They're offering X nodes with additional rewards for supporters if you stake, against the nodes. VeChain's an amazing story, guys and girls. Look at it. They've got partners with Walmart China and Brosi. They do NFTs. They've got partnerships with BMV. They've got partnerships with everyone, right? And they make a fortune, right? This crowd is very, very cheap for the money they make. Very, very cheap indeed. And I regard that as a blue chip as well, blue chip crypto. Another one is Polygon and Chainlink, both blue chips. They're now in a new partnership with FibSwap. FibSwap is an automation to automate distribution systems for staking and yield farming pools. Security, cost-effective. It's multi-chain and cross-chain. And this is amazing, right? Polygon and Link are still extremely cheap in my mind, and they are blue chips as well, right? Not only that, Polygon Matic has added in the last 5 months 443 million addresses, more users, more utility, everything. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Another big thing that I need to mention today, which is really important, is the Japanese banking giant Nomura is going to launch a crypto trading platform in 2023 early. Now, I know this crowd, I used to do fixed interest with them and everything. They're huge, right? They want to get into currency, digital currency. And their unit is called Laser Digital. And they're looking at focused cryptocurrency trading platform for instos, and eventually they will go to retail. And their headquarters in Europe, Switzerland. They're looking for people. Now, Nomura is huge, guys and girls, huge. It's one of the biggest Japanese banking corporations in Japan. They have more than 26,000 people. It was founded in 1925. It has billions and billions of dollars of assets. This is a new entry, which is going to drive cryptocurrency markets and the cryptocurrency market cap valuation even higher. It will not be at 995 billion or $1 trillion. The market will be at 3 or 4 trillion. There'll be huge growth with all these players coming in, okay? Huge growth. Now, just to top this off, the Department of Justice, the US, added another 50,000 Bitcoin that they got off someone that was stealing Bitcoin, a hacker. And now the Department of Justice has 214,046 Bitcoin. Amazing. But the interesting thing is that they don't find who it belongs to. It actually goes to law enforcement, which I find amazing. Also, North Korean hackers attacked an Israeli crypto firm. Company. I don't know how much money they got, but the firm is unidentified, but they're certainly out there. Lazarus Hacking, which they're known in the market, the Korean hacking unit. Interesting enough. And what else we got today? Well, very quickly, US 10-year bond rates at 4.19, 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate is at 7.25. I think they're way too high. We've seen loan delinquencies in the States are rising, okay? Australian business consumer confidence is 2-year lows. We're seeing people not be able to afford food, and ultimately people are giving away their animals because they are really bleeding. I think the Fed has gone way too hard, way too aggressive, and I do believe next year they'll have to start easing. I'm putting myself out there, guys and girls, Fed income. They've gone too hard. Now, as I speak, FTX is at 842. And let me check Binance while I'm here. I'm live trading because some of the other platforms aren't showing the right price. But this is seriously exciting. I've got to tell you that. Binance is at 386 at the moment. It got to 399. But look, honestly, there'll be a lot of shorters in the market today, and they'll certainly be squeezed with what CZ's just said, which I find incredible. I have to say that completely incredible, unbelievable. Anyway, guys and girls, that's enough of me. Very exciting times in crypto markets. I got to tell you that, just unbelievable. This market never stops. It's incredible. Fascinating. Anyway, this is really exciting stuff, girls and boys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for listening. I spoke very quickly.